6 laps. He was really worried about him. With that in mind, I thought he was going to leave the soft till the end of the race. But if he's starting on it, you know, he might hit that plateau and really start to drop before the pit window even opens.
We have 9 drivers that have switched teams. We've got Raffaele Marcello and arguably Mitch Evans way out of position, so look out for them. Marcello's ending the season so well, splitting the Dams drivers in the championship between getting 6th place, really strong run of form, and to his advantage in one of the longest runs down to turn 1 of the year. It's 730 meters, so a lot can go wrong.
Doing it a couple of years ago. In fact, I think he inspired a certain Fernando Alonso to do the same thing in the F1 race, and that's the thing with GP2 being back on the F1 program track. There, it wasn't the safest I've ever seen.
On board with Sergei Sorokin. So you see the huge amount of wheel spin that Alex Lynn had in front of the Russian driver. Also having a look at the superb start of Latifi alongside. And then it got very close indeed, as you see the long run to turn 1. The Frenchman battling for the lead. And Latifi was very brave. Look how close that was. And he had to use the AstroTurf on the exit of 2. Safety car. This is Mitch Evans into turn number 1. So you can see Ollie Rowland rejoining in front of you there. And then
there goes
the
Giotto.
Rapax spinning around. So not the start to the season Giotto would have wanted.
I really like Artem. He's got a massive following as well. And someone else impressing me right now. Obviously, we've spoken about Latifi very briefly, and we're only 4 laps into the race. But Malia as well has shown really well.
At the end of the 2015 season, scoring a point in the crazy feature race we had in Belgium last year with that huge accident for Daniel de Jong, who I'm delighted is back where he should be, in the team that he absolutely loves, in the series he absolutely loves, with MP Motorsport.
Well, it's the word you use, consistency, and that's absolutely what he's got to show. But you know, for Dr. Marco, consistency is not enough. He's got to show out and out pace as well. He's shown the pace, but he needs to show he's got a cool head. He needs to show he can turn it on when he needs to. You know, and we're right on board now with the driver who knows.
So they knew that they were going to be heading to different teams in their battle for the title, and this man was so consistent, the Rookie of the Year in 2015 in the unfancied Rapax squad.
I completely forgot he finished 3rd in the championship last year, and I gave out the trophies. I completely, you know, it's easy to overlook Sorokin. It's also easy to...
The lead at the start of this lap, because remember, as soon as they can, they're going to bring in DRS.
Still, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to the GP3 this year.
Sergei Sorokin, we have GP3 coming up right after this race, but at the moment Sorokin trying to make an impression. He has the podium currently in his grasp, and you can see this is the part of the circuit where, compare that to qualifying, compare that on board to qualifying, where they're wrestling the car, where they're fighting the car, and that looks so very slow because he's having to manage those hard Pirelli tyres, the prime tyres, as he comes across the line. Once more, and on board with Sergei Sorokin. Can he finally get close enough to make a move? He's not going to be quite close enough as he brakes at about 80 meters for the corner, throws it in from 190 miles an hour. Nato going to be able to defend. We go on board with the Russian driver in the ART for the first time in GP2. He's getting closer, but it's not going to be enough, and Nato is doing enough lap after lap in that final sector, and that is when you really need the traction, when you need the mechanical grip from those rear Pirellis.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Sorokin just got a little bit too...
Seconds away from Gasly. This is very much doable for the Russian driver, the test driver, of course, in free practice for the Renault Formula One team a few weeks ago. And now he's full focus, he said, not on that Renault deal, not on running in free practice, on securing the GP2 title. And now we're riding on board with him, where he looks very close now. But these are the corners. Oh, he's almost nudging him through the final sector of this lap. And you see just so, Nato just has a bit on him through the chicane, but it's looking good for Sorokin. We've said that. Great traction out of the final corner, and that's what's kept Nato ahead for all of these laps, considering it was their first one. As we go back to the incident that has us under safety car conditions, Sorokin, he's going to be accelerating out of turn 2. He can see second place, and then around he goes, and that's what I was talking about. He knew almost as soon as he'd done it, and then the stall. It looked like he was going to be in contention for the win, and Sergei Sorokin has stalled it and thrown it all away.
Oh, you muppet.
Oh,
He's going to
dear.
want to punch himself in the face after that. That's absolute. He's just going to be fuming. I can't.
Drivers will all be radioed, and Sorokin not only has spun out of this race.
Sorry, guys. I don't know how is it possible. Sorry.
Oh, listen to that. That is a broken man.
Absolutely dismal on the race. Gasly has not gone in the same place that he went, and he really has not enough. He's 4 minutes away, but we go on board with Lynn, and just waiting to see whether they are drops of rain or whether that's the usual muck and grime that accumulates on the camera lens.
And the boys up ahead are so lucky this is going to time, because the tyres will start to go off within a matter of laps, and then Lynn on these hard tyres. It's coming to the boys on hard tyres now, and that is why Latifi's trying to make the move on Gasly. Those soft tyres are falling away.
So Lynn, who remembered from Essex down at some point of this lap, and Lynn would have wished it was going to the laps because he would have been in the box seats.
Yeah, they're back up into the 35s now, Nato in the lead. Gasly's last lap was a 1:37. The softs are just falling away from him now. Will he even be able to hold on so far?
We're on board with Alex Lynn, who's going to take the position away.
One of the most surprising victories I've seen in a long time in this championship.
You have to feel for Pierre Gasly. He was doing everything right for so much of that race. He was controlling it, he was controlling the gap, he was out of DRS range, he was making it work on the tyres. 33 yesterday, and Will Buxton, who joins me again, NBC's Formula One pit lane reporter. That is a massive slice of luck for the Italian driver.
It's absolutely huge. Hello everybody, welcome back to Barcelona.
Race.
It was a wonderful move, and I think the importance with it, as you say, was because it was without DRS. The moves we saw at the end of the race, at the end of the start-finish straight, were all on DRS, all very easy. Why that move was impressive, he really stuck his nose in, got on the brakes super late, pulled off the race win, given that it was just pure guts, glory, driver skill, no little DRS move.
So it's fantastic stuff from Nato, and credit to him, he acknowledged that he wouldn't have been able to make that move without Gasly's cooperation into this corner, and they had a bit of a laugh after the race where he was saying it was sensible.
I thought drove brilliantly, very maturely, and yeah, first lap here, watch out for Canamassas.
We're on board with Pierre Gasly, the man who was sitting on pole position.
Ducking around the outside, we go on board now though with Sorokin from the back.
Sorokin, and have a look further up, so close to contact, but on the right of your picture, a slow starting Norman Nato won the race yesterday, started in 8th position. He has dropped down to 19th. So our race winner yesterday really struggling as Sorokin tried to steam around the outside. That was the route he was going to take, and you see him get squeezed. Sorokin is up to 17th from his lowly starting position of 21st, and he can go a lot further in the race. Back on board, this is how Alex Lynn made the move. King trying to take the lead, trying to be bold on the opening lap, left himself vulnerable, and this was absolutely magic to see. Caught him yet though, this is never ending on the first lap here in Barcelona, and finally three can come from the back in Monza, and Lynn, who won this race this year, fancies more of the same in 2016. It's Marcello, Lynn, King, Canamassas, Gasly, Marco.
Trying to keep him behind, that he outbraked himself down into turn 1, and he's got to do the remainder of the race on this set of tyres. He's going to have a big old flat spot on that front left. If he just let him through, realising he was on the DRS, could have followed him through there and had him into the next DRS zone, possibly. On board with Gasly.
And Gasly making the move. Canamassas knew he was vulnerable. You see the lock-up in front, and Gasly squeezing Canamassas to make the move. Time Gasly looking more likely to pass King than King is with Marcello. It's going to get very interesting indeed. Marcello going to offensive. King is going to be able to get past, and Gasly
there. Here we go, we're right on board with him now. Let's see his exit from 2. I bet it's a blinder. Here we go, back on the power. And I think, yeah, Marcello just gets a little bit bulk, just loses the front a little bit behind Jordan King, and that allows Gasly up the inside of him. Wonderful move.
Given by Galal, who shuts the door. Here is Sergei Sorokin making amends, carving his way through the field, moving up there. Of the 6 rookies in the field, this is Marvin Kirchhofer in front of us, and Sorokin slides through past the corner, which left him.
Leads to the confidence begatting confidence. We run on board with Sorokin. I think he's going to put a move on. Oh, that's beautiful on Giovinazzi up the inside at
Get airborne. We're on board with Sorokin. He's putting a fine drive together as he gets ever closer to Mitch Evans in 13th position. Evans knows he's there. running slightly offline, down to the high-speed chicane at 7 and 8, and you have to take so much momentum through these corners. It's a nightmare when you're following this close because the front washes out. You can't go too wide on the red curve and the Astro, and now with the use of DRS he will inch closer, but it's just not as effective down the back straight as it is at the main straight. And you can see Sorokin, he's going to be, with the better package underneath him, he's going to be nerfing Evans through this sector. You can see he's nearly right up to him through turn 12. But if he gets a strong exit, it's going to be really difficult for Mitch Evans to defend. And Sergei Sorokin, who started this race in 21st place, is trying to move himself up into 13th. Really impressive drive for the man with his first weekend with ART. But you see that Campos has got great straight line speed. They're approaching 200 miles an hour down to consider that this man is only in 14th place. That is a really strong drive in his first weekend to get himself through the order. He will be learning with every single straight, every single corner. Now, we know that Campos is quick, and look, you can see it disappearing. He's still got the DRS. That's absolutely crucial for Mitch Evans. If he can keep the DRS of the car in front, it's going to be difficult for Sorokin to get through. You see he's been able to get through the bottom half of the field, but then when you get to the cars with a slightly better setup, it's getting harder and harder for him to make progress. Although maybe he's going to have to try.
That's just utter resignation there. You know, Sorokin up on the inside. Mitch Evans thinks, I could try. Oh, no, what's the point? Just let him go.
Weekend to forget for Mitch Evans. And who goes past, and Sorokin's following. So they're all finally going on the attack in the final laps of the sprint race. Sorokin up to 11th. This is some drive.
Yeah, this is a great drive from Sorokin. 10 places up from his starting position. He's just been smooth and constant throughout. He hasn't overworked his tyres. And now everybody this weekend set things up absolutely wonderfully for this season. We have seen Dams, brilliant, great use of the tyres, great long run pace. It's what they spent the whole winter doing. We've seen ART, although Sorokin threw it away yesterday, his pace today fighting through the field. We've seen that ART are very, very strong.
When the safety car is out on the last lap, nobody can overtake.
He's a switched on boy, Alex Lynn, isn't he? He's a very switched on boy. The safety car, of course, will come into the pit lane under normal racing conditions. With more points in 7th, and Nobuhara Matsushita got past Kanemassas for the final point.
Of these races.
It's not 2013 and the madness that we saw then. Or Sergio Kanemassas in Monza a few years ago.
And I just want to say a word for Sergio Kanemassas, because we've had our arguments over the years, but I thought he's done a great job this weekend, stepping up last minute into the car and had a